going through my Spotify on repeat playlist. We're gonna analyze it, we're gonna judge it, we're gonna see what I'm listening to, and we're gonna reflect it to maybe the era I'm in right now with everything that's going on with my life. If you don't know what Spotify on repeat playlist is, it is literally a playlist that Spotify curates for you of your top played songs. So they can call you out sometimes. Sometimes you're like, what? I've been listening to this non-stop. Yes, you have been. And maybe it says something about where you're at in your life or like what you're going through. So we're gonna go through my Spotify on repeat playlist. Let's see what I'm listening to. Maybe you can find some new tunes to listen to. This is it. This is my on repeat Spotify playlist right here. Number 1, we have Down Bad by Taylor Swift from the Tortured Poets Department. I think it says enough from the title of what it means, you know? Down Bad pretty much is a song about having a relationship with someone, them showing you this amazing thing that you can feel, a rarity, hope, dreams, and then them taking a step back and leaving you without them in the equation anymore, pretty much. So that's what that song is about. It has a really good beat to it. I think Taylor sounds really amazing when she cusses in that. I think it's the best she's ever sound cussing. I know that's like a weird thing to point out and mention, but seriously, I think she sounds great. Yeah, so that one kind of explains itself. It's the number 1 played song that I have right now. I'm doing good, okay? But maybe I was down bad for a little bit there. Okay, now the second one is Free Now by Gracie Abrams on her new The Secret of Us album. Free Now is a song about having a relationship. Pretty much, she realizes that he's not emotionally available because of some past scenarios that he's been in recently, and saying how she was scared of it until he made her like the idea of them, and pretty much saying, well, I had to end things because I can't share my bed with you in a way, I can't share this relationship with you because you're still thinking about your past situation or a girl that you're with, whatever. And pretty much saying like she feels a little bit more freer now that she got rid of it. But if there ever is a time later on in the future, if he comes around, he's like, I fixed my emotions, like I'm ready for you, like I really want you, you know, that she will be there and available. So what does that say about me in my life, you know? This is kind of where I'm at in my season of life, you know? What really is wonderful is the next song on my on repeat playlist. The next song is 360, the explicit version, of course, by Charli XCX from her new Brat album. The balance, you know, like you have these two Down Bad, Free Now songs, but then you have 360, when you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me, I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia. So having that hype woman of a song, you know, wonderful. I love 360. I really do like this whole album. It's just being that girl. And then the next song that we have here is Take Her Off Your Hands by Midland. I really adore Midland. I think they're a great country band. I really like their vibes, I like their aesthetic. They're like old Southern, but also trendy country in a way, but not pop country. It's not their sound that's trendy. I feel like it's their aesthetic and their performance, their outfits, all that. I love it. So Take Her Off Your Hands. It plays out where it's like this guy walks in and he notices a man and a woman in a relationship. The guy that's with her is just totally taking her for granted and looking over. And so the guy who's seeing it is like, you have no idea what's in front of you. Like, why are you ruining your chance? Like, this woman is amazing. Why are you, you know, taking her for granted? It's wonderful. It's a great song. I do love it a lot. So very vibey, very fun, and country, southern, western. I live in Austin, Texas, so I do like a good Midland playing in my car while I'm driving with my cowgirl boots on. You know, it's a moment. And then so after that, it goes My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys by Taylor Swift. Love, love, love the bridge of this song. I overlooked it when I first listened to this album. It's wonderful. So a lot of these two are on my repeat because first of all, Brat's a new album, Tortured Poets Department's a new album. When this was recorded, those were new albums. And The Secret of Us by Gracie Abrams. And I'm one of those people where when a new album comes out with some of my favorite artists, I am on repeat, exactly what I'm talking about. I am literally on repeat, but I play songs multiple times to like really let it digest and really get into the lyrics, analyze them, deep dive, how can they relate to my life, you know, the whole shebang. So My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys is about a relationship, and the boy in the beginning of the relationship she was his favorite toy. She was beautiful. She was everything. The relationship was everything he wanted. You know, everything was shiny. Everything was new. Nothing was old. Nothing was ruined or damaged. And then by the end of it, he overlooks her a lot and takes the relationship for granted again, because how Taylor describes his point of view is like, I'm now damaged. I'm now broken, but I was broken because I was his favorite. So he played with me a lot. And so he, you know, had this relationship because I was his favorite. He was so in love with me, but then he ended up damaging me and saw me as broken pieces by the end of it. And then pretty much her saying like, once I fix me, he's gonna miss me because he likes that nudity. He likes that, you know, in a box, brand new on the counter on the shelf. And then it also goes into saying, of course, like, just say when I play again, you know, you were my best friend down at the Sandlot when we were playing. And she feels more with the guy who ended up backing away from the relationship, but she still felt more with him than any other guy she's ever been with. Really great song. The next one is Let It Happen by Gracie Abrams on her Secret of Us album. And so what I really love about Let It Happen, there's this one part where it talks about like, I bet you're out somewhere while I'm eating through my feelings in my underwear. And she's saying like, I would let you ruin me and damage me. I would fall for you and let you turn me crazy into this lovesick fool. And so I would let it happen with you. I adore the lyrics to this song. I like the beat of it. So the next few are ones that I have had on my on repeat playlist for years. I could probably say that this is one of my all-time favorite songs ever. I actually don't remember a time when it was off of it. And it's Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. I love this song. It is so romantic. It's like one of the sweetest romance songs I think in the world. I love the Goo Goo Dolls too. My dad listened to the Goo Goo Dolls growing up, so I have that kind of side of me to where it was my dad's music that I listened to. This, Nickelback, The Script, The Fray, Daughtry, Hender, like all those, amazing. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go do a deep dive. But like on Dizzy Up the Girl, there's Black Balloon, there's Slide, there's Broadway, Iris, of course. So whenever I see that one video of the Goo Goo Dolls performing it live in the rain, and it's like one of my favorite videos of all time, and he sounds so good. Like, it's just such a great performance. I actually got to see them perform live. They did a reoccurring of the Dizzy Up the Girl, so they did a mini tour of their album, like to repeat it. And I got to go with my parents, and it was really wonderful. It was so good, so good. Iris and this song being together, like, you can just, I'm a hopeless romantic, and so these lyrics and this music is just something I listen to all the time. It's a consistent schedule I have with myself where I'm like, I'm always playing The Fray and I'm always playing the Goo Goo Dolls. Their debut album, How to Save a Life, The Fray, you all know How to Save a Life. I know you know How to Save a Life. It was in all like One Tree Hill, Grey's Anatomy, probably, like all those, you know? But Look After You is the next song. I absolutely adore this song so much. It is so good, so good. It's about this guy like saying everything feels just not like a home until you're with that one person who does feel like a home. Like, you can always confide in me with anything, and so I will be like your home and I'll look after you. It's really sweet. It's romantic. The next song that comes after that on my on repeat playlist is I Look in People's Windows by Taylor Swift from the Tortured Poets Department. I really adore this song because it's a lot of romanticization, and it's a lot of just looking at what ifs all the time, peeping in people's windows, looking at stories play and unfold that you will not be a part of and probably will not hear the story. Pretty much looking in crowds trying to find that one person's face, because in the beginning it talks about the guy that she's with or whoever she's writing about. She's going north, he's going south, you know, just not on the same timeline, but like she always looks in the crowd for that one guy. And then following that is I Knew It, I Know You by Gracie Abrams on The Secret of Us. I really relate to this song about like friendships, actually. So not about a romantic relationship, but more about losing a best friend or something like that. That is something that I really like to relate this to. You can tell like from my playlist so far, the reoccurring theme is men figuring out that they're taking the girl for granted, right? And like regretting that decision and wanting them back. And also the girl talking about they had to leave because they knew their standards or something like that, but also saying like, if you ever like think about me again or want it back, like I'll be here waiting for you. And then also it's like the men being like hopeless romantics with Iris and Look After You and all that stuff. But then also like you have your fair share of like, so like the next song for instance is Guess by Charli XCX, and so it's also on her new album, and it's literally just a rave party song about underwear, really. And so Guess and 360 are like my hype songs and my woo-woo. I don't shuffle this playlist all the time because sometimes I'm like, you know what, sometimes it's a little too sad. And then the next song is Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Need I say more? Song of the summer 2024. It's super great, super catchy, and again, a hype song. You know, you're the it girl. It's me, Espresso. Like, I'm the one who's doing it for you, and of course I am. What do you, like, there's no question about it. And then we go from Espresso to The Prophecy by Taylor Swift. The Tortured Poets Department again. And so, as you can tell, a recurring theme too is I love Taylor Swift. I do love Taylor Swift. I've been a Swiftie since before debut album, like OG Swiftie. And so I take pride in that, I really do. It's a little bit of a sad song. So what The Prophecy is about, pretty much the theme of that, is saying, I got something, I had like a relationship, situationship, little thing happened where you're like, oh my gosh, this is fate, I know this is the one, and then it goes away. And then you're like, okay, what in the prophecy is stating that I'm never gonna find my soulmate? Can I please rewrite the story? Can I please rewrite my fate? Can I please rewrite the prophecy that I'm given in this life? Because I just want someone who loves me. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Is there any way, like, what can I do? Who do I need to talk to change the prophecy of my fate of like finding someone who truly loves me for who I am? Super deep and super amazing. I love it. Now the next one again is The Secret of Us by Gracie Abrams, and it's Tough Love. Tough love is like something I grew up with. Like my dad was very big on tough love. And like, I'm not even gonna miss the guy because it's just a summer fling. I was gonna leave when I'm bored anyways, and I'm just trying to find people to fill the space, and I'm being honest about it, and people like get upset about it or whatever, but I'm like, I'm just giving tough love, I'm being honest, like I'm not sugarcoating anything, kind of. And then talking about different scenarios of different girls, like her boyfriend's sister saying how she was super brutal and honest with the guys and she can never keep a boyfriend because of that. And so she's just saying, but it's tough love, like you should appreciate it, right? And then from there, we go to Clay Walker, Country. We're going back to our OG Clay Walker, She Won't Be Lonely Long. Great song, wonderful oldie. It's about the guy seeing a girl and she has her dress on a little bit tighter, the way she's looking around the room is a little bit more sassy, whatever it is, and he's saying whoever's the guy who did her wrong is gonna regret it because that woman will never be lonely long. Like, she is not, you know, she's a star, she's the top of the line, amazing woman, and whoever did her wrong is gonna regret it because she's gonna have multiple suitors and men masquerading around her all the time. The next one, I'm really excited about this one because this is a new artist that I found, Lacey K. Booth. Amazing artist. I love her aesthetic. She's very trendy but also very coquette country. I love her stuff, but Damn Good in a Dive Bar is the song. I relate to this a lot and I'm listening to it a lot because I go to a lot of dive bars here in Austin. It's a good hype up song because she's saying I look really good in a dive bar. Men come up and like hit on me and say how good I look, and she's like, I know I look good in my Levi's shorts and playing pool and running the little dive bar because she knows she looks good. Next is Guilty as Sin by Taylor Swift on Tortured Poets Department. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. Guilty as Sin is her imagining being with a man and going through the thoughts of, well, if I think about it, is it guilty because I'm not actually doing the act, but I'm thinking about it? Is it guilty still? So she guilty as sin. I don't know. Take a listen to the song, see if she's guilty. You can make your own judgment on that. The next one is Oh Caroline by the 1975. How funny is that? Guilty as Sin is technically, I think, about Maddie, and Maddie is the lead singer on the 1975. Oh Caroline is a really sweet song about a girl and saying, I think about you all the time, whatever you want to do, I'll do, wherever you want to go, I'll go. It's just a really upbeat, really fun song. So if you want an intro into the 1975 band, I think Oh Caroline is a good one. I think About You is a good one, which is later on this playlist actually. I think You is a good song by the 1975 you should listen to. Or Somebody Else is my top song, I think, from the 1975. It just never gets old. Okay, and then next is Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish from her new album. I really like the beat of this. It doesn't really sound like a Billie song. I'm normally not that big of a Billie fan, but this song is just really catchy and it's really beautiful and really, I like the lyrics. It talks about birds of a feather being so close to someone. And then the next one is Risk by Gracie Abrams on her new album. It's about taking a risk on someone and saying, you know, I could end up drowning, but I'm going to dive in. I could end up being super sad and being down bad, like how this playlist started. The next one is Peter by Taylor. This song is about making a promise with someone when you're younger and then growing up and realizing that you kind of waited on that promise subconsciously. Men started coming after you over time, but you were still hoping and waiting for that one person to come back and make it work with you, and that's pretty much it. It's like a future thing that you kind of think about where you're like, oh yeah, you know, like, I'm not gonna admit it, but I did keep my lamp light on for you. Like, I did wait for you and the relationship that I thought we could have. So the next one is About You by the 1975, which is one of the ones I mentioned to you. And it's saying like, you don't think I think about you? Of course I think about you. I think about you all the time. And so that's what that song's about pretty much. The production is really great. My cat is like wanting belly rubs so bad. Time goes by, you're thinking about that person still. It's a reoccurring theme, as you can tell. My on repeat playlist should actually be one title because it's just all about the same sort of theme. The next one is Sometimes by Lacey K. Booth, the new artist. Sometimes she thinks about the guy that she was with, sometimes she doesn't. She's really happy, enjoying life, but then every now and then, every blue moon, she's like, I think about those things that we said, and I think about this one memory. So it's a really good song. So the next one is Blowing Smoke by Gracie Abrams, The Secret of Us new album. I love this song. If you need to dive into Gracie Abrams and you don't know where to start with this song. Blowing Smoke is so good. She talks about her relationship with this dude and how pretty much saying like, I know you, but you're also going out and you're going after these people who you can't even point out in a room and saying like, do you even have a good conversation with them as much as we did? Like, are you even having fun? Are you even relating, or are you just, you know, just doing it because you're bored? It's a really like back at you kind of thing and burning. It's like a diss track in a way. It's sort of dissing the guy. I have 6 more on this playlist. So the next one is I'm Gonna Get You Back by Taylor Swift, the Torture Poets Department. It is so sensual and amazing and such empowerment in this song. I absolutely love it. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to get you back as in I want you back in the relationship, or if I'm going to get you back as in revenge. So it balances the line of that theme and it's really wonderful. And she's like saying, you know, I'm looking really good tonight. I'm wearing this lilac mini skirt that fits me like skin, and you're over there. You knew the price going in. All that. Oh, it's so good. I love it. And then the next song I have is Supernatural by Ariana Grande. This song is about the feeling you get when you're in it with someone and you're in a relationship. It's kind of like Lavender Haze in a way, of you're just infatuated with the feelings. And so what she's saying is these feelings feel supernatural and they feel amazing and out of this world and all that. The next one, so the playlist from the last guy I was seeing, he had this country playlist, and so I would like shuffle it to learn new country music, because country music in Austin, there's a culture here, and so I wanted to learn new different people, all that stuff. And so I found myself shuffling the country playlist of his, and I stumbled across this one song, and it really just relates. And so I just kept listening to it because it helped me kind of get over it in a way. So whenever I find a song that I really like and can relate to, it's really cathartic for me, and I feel like I process it and it's my therapy to get over things or to figure out how I'm feeling in a way. Like, that's what music does for me. The title of the song is called Gunshi by South Hall. Super, super country. If you don't really like country music, it will definitely not be for you. And it's so specific to me, you know, in a way. It's like, I don't know if anyone's actually gonna like that song, but. And then the next one is by Hender, which I love this song. This is another one of the songs that never truly leaves my on repeat playlist, like ever. It's called Lips of an Angel by Hender. It is the best sing in the shower song, screaming in the car song. It's about this guy not over his ex, and he's with a new girl. His ex that calls him, he's pretty much saying it's so hard to be faithful with the girl I'm seeing now because you have the lips of an angel. I'm still not over you. I thought we would be done, but hearing you crying and calling me, I just like adore you and love you, and you're just an angel to me, even though my girl's in the next room. It's sort of a cheating song a bit, but it's just an OG one that I've listened to so long and so many times. The next song is August by Taylor Swift on the Folklore album. It is currently August, so right when August first hit, play, repeat, literally cue, the same exact song. So I just listen to August all the time. If you go through a situationship, especially if you go through a summer fling in a situationship, this is your song to play. Go play August by Taylor Swift and just relate to it. Just let it out. The next one is an old country song too. So I'm trying to get into more older country artists, which is Keith Whitley, everyone probably knows who Keith Whitley is, and it's called Nobody in His Right Mind Would Have Left Her. So it really hypes you up. I have another playlist, and it's called Countrymen Yearning. It's one of my favorite genres of music, which it's not really a genre, but it's a topic of music, of countrymen yearning for a woman and regretting the decisions they made, regretting losing her, treating her a certain way, and then wanting her back and saying, why did I get rid of this gem of a person? And you know, she was just wanting to love me and I just took her for granted and I want her back, you know, all that. This is one of my favorite topics of conversation when it comes to it, because it makes me feel good as a girl. I'm like, yeah, all my exes and all the men that I've ever like related with, they are feeling that way about me. It's Delulu, but it's the Delulu sometimes for that. You just got to, sometimes you just got to, because you never know what they're thinking. And honestly, you shouldn't even know what they're thinking. It's not your business at all. But when you get a little delusional, you're like, yeah, I was a catch. You know, you hype yourself up, and you are a catch. You are amazing, and like they're gonna regret, especially like it's like the 3, 6, 1 year rule. Normally those are the timelines when they do come back. It's like My Boy Only Breaks My Favorite Toys, that song that I talked about earlier. They always come back once you fix yourself, whatever. But do you go back to them? No, you do not. So the last song is Nobody in His Right Mind Would Have Left Her, and this is more of a recent song that I've been listening to, so it's not on the top of my on repeat playlist. But yeah, that's all the music on my on repeat playlist. I don't know if I could say I'm proud of it. You know, this isn't a playlist that I sit down and pick which songs go on it. This is just curated from my analytics of how many times I listen to each of these songs. These are just all the songs I love right now, is what it says in the description. But I do love these songs. So if you played any of these songs, I'll know them word for word. If we went to karaoke, I'd probably pick one of these songs. No, actually that's a lie. I would probably pick Better Than Revenge by Taylor Swift. I performed that live in London in front of my friends for my 24th birthday, and it was wonderful. I was really out of breath by the end of it. Singers are impressive that way. That's my on repeat playlist. Now this playlist is gonna continuously change over time, especially with what I'm going through in life. You know how it is. Once you go through something in life, or you're like in love, then it's gonna be more love songs. If you're breaking up with someone, it's gonna be heartbreak songs. If you're just in a season where nothing's really going on, you don't really know your place in the world, it's gonna be more music. It's like that. But I also listen to a bunch of different music. So I also have different genres and different types of rock music. I have indie music sometimes I listen to. I have like this one playlist called That Coffee Bean Restart When You Smell Too Much Perfume. So it's like a playlist that has really old or new hits, but songs I don't technically listen to all the time. So I shuffle that to see what genre I'm kind of feeling when I have no idea what to play in my car. You know when you get in your car and you're like, I have no idea what I want to listen to, and it really upsets you. I'll put on that playlist and be like, oh, this is actually like the vibe I'm feeling. It clicks. I have like beats, and I have That Time playlist, which is pretty much Journey, Aerosmith, Goo Goo Dolls, Kings of Leon, Oasis, Matchbox 20, Lifehouse, Jimmy Eat World, Train, Parachute, Nickelback, Buck Cherry, Augustana, Lifehouse, all that kind of music. That's actually one of my favorite playlists. And so a few of them made onto that. I have a classical playlist, I've got music theater, I have so many. But how fun is it to go over the on repeat playlist and see where you're at in life? You know, do like a little look yourself in the mirror check. But thanks so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed this, and go give a listen to your on repeat playlist. I will catch y'all next week with a new video. Bye.